Karen's obsession shifted from me to my wife. After 2 failed stunts with our daughter, she decided to target the woman who's been my backbone through every storm. My wife grew up on a ranch tougher than mine, earned her stripes in law enforcement, and worked her way up through the department with grit and brains. What Karen didn't know was this. While I wore the badge of sheriff, my wife had just been sworn in as the new chief of police for the nearby city. The trouble started on a hot afternoon. My wife had just come back from training at the range, still wearing her holstered sidearm on her hip. Perfectly legal, perfectly professional. She hopped out of the truck to unload groceries. That's when Karen spotted her. From across the fence line, Karen shrieked like she'd just witnessed a bank robbery. "She's got a gun. She's threatening me." Of course, my wife hadn't even looked at her. She was juggling a sack of feed and a carton of eggs, humming to herself. Within minutes, sirens wailed up the road. 2 patrol cars slid into my driveway, lights spinning. Officers leapt out, hands near their weapons, scanning the yard. Karen rushed up, pointing dramatically at my wife. "That's her. Arrest her. She's brandishing a firearm in public. I want her gone. Take the child while you're at it." I stepped onto the porch, arms folded, trying not to laugh. My wife, calm as ever, set down the eggs, brushed her hands off and pulled out her wallet. "You boys want to see my permit?" she asked sweetly. Then she flipped open her credentials, the gleaming badge of the chief of police. The younger officer blinked, his jaw slack. The older one recognized her instantly. His whole posture shifted from tense to respectful. "Chief?" he asked, like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Karen froze mid-rant, eyes darting between the badge and the officers. "And no, she's lying. That's fake. She's impersonating." The older officer cut her off. "Ma'am, that's the chief of police. If she's carrying, it's not only legal, it's official. You just wasted our time with a false emergency call." Karen sputtered, pointing wildly at me. But her husband, he's the sheriff." The younger officer gave her a look like she'd just confessed to stealing candy from a baby. "Exactly. Which means you've now tried to frame both the sheriff and the chief of police." My wife finally smiled, tilting her head at Karen. "You really want to press this, Karen? Or are you ready to stop making false reports before you rack up felonies?" The officers didn't even wait for her to answer. They wrote her up on the spot, documenting her bogus 911 call. Karen's face turned red as she realized the neighborhood was watching again. Phones out, recording every second of her humiliation. As the cruisers rolled away, leaving Karen to stomp back to her Lexus in shame, my wife walked up the porch steps, handed me the eggs and said with a grin, "Didn't even crack a shell." I kissed her cheek. "That's why we make a hell of a team." Karen thought she was exposing a dangerous criminal. Instead, she exposed herself as the fool who tried to pick fights with the sheriff and the chief of police. From that day forward, the HOA knew. Our family wasn't just a ranching family. We were the law.